Before the dawn of recorded history, in the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, a rich oral tradition flourished under the canopy of starlit skies. This was a world where poetry was power, and stories were the threads that wove the social fabric. In this crucible of culture, Islamic mythology found its voice, echoing through the ages.
Islamic mythology is not merely a collection of tales. It is the embodiment of a civilization's quest for understanding the divine and the human condition. Rooted in the Quran and the Hadith, these stories offer insights into the values, ethics, and cosmology of Islam. They speak of the creation of the universe, the role of prophets as guides, and the intricate relationship between the spiritual and the material worlds.
From the sands of Mecca to the bustling streets of Baghdad, these myths have traveled, evolving and adapting, yet always retaining their core messages of faith, hope, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. They are a testament to the enduring human desire to make sense of the unknown and to find our place within the grand narrative of existence.
As we delve into these ancient narratives, we uncover a world where every word is weighted with meaning, and every story is a reflection of a deeper truth. Join us on this journey through Islamic mythology, where we will explore the profound and the prophetic, the mystical and the miraculous.
Imagine a time when the stars were young and the earth was just a whisper in the cosmos. That's where our story begins, in the cradle of civilization, amidst the dunes and oases of the ancient world. Welcome to the enigmatic origins of Islamic mythology.
The stars and the earth. It sounds like a tale of creation.
Precisely. It's a narrative woven with threads of divine power and human virtue. Let's delve into the legend of the first man, fashioned from clay and given life by the breath of the Almighty.
Fashioned from clay? That's a humble beginning for mankind.
Humility is often the starting point of greatness. Now, this first man wasn't just any creation. He was a vessel of knowledge, a caretaker of the earth, and a prophet.
A prophet? So, he had a connection with the divine?
Yes, a connection that guided him through trials and triumphs. But our story doesn't stop there. It's a tapestry that includes tales of magnificent jinns, creatures made of smokeless fire, hidden from the mortal eye yet intertwined with our fate.
Creatures of fire? That's hard to imagine.
And yet, they are as real in these tales as you and I. Some benevolent, others malevolent, shaping the world in unseen ways.
How do these beings fit into the grand scheme of things?
They remind us that our world is just one of many layers of existence, each with its own inhabitants and laws. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Our journey through Islamic mythology is just beginning.
I'm intrigued. What comes next in this cosmic narrative?
Next, we explore the celestial realms, where angels descend with messages and the heavens keep secrets waiting to be unveiled.
Secrets of the heavens? Now that's a story I want to hear.
Then stay tuned as we unravel the mysteries of the skies and the earth and the beings that dwell within them. As we ascend from the earthly domain, we reach the celestial realms, a place of pure light and divine order. Here, angels traverse across dimensions, carrying out the will of the Creator.
Angels, messengers of the divine, right?
Exactly. They are the bearers of revelation, the guardians of celestial secrets, and the warriors against darkness. Each one has a purpose, a role in the cosmic ballet.
A cosmic ballet. I like that analogy. It paints a vivid picture.
And in this ballet, the angels are the dancers choreographed by the divine will. But there's more to these realms than angelic beings. There are gardens of paradise, rivers flowing with milk and honey, and trees whose branches stretch into infinity.
Sounds like a paradise indeed. But what about the other side of the coin? Is there a less pleasant place?
You've touched upon the balance of the cosmos. Yes, there are also realms of punishment, where justice is served. But let's not dwell on the darker aspects. Instead, let's focus on the wonders of the celestial.
Fair enough. Tell me more about these wonders.
Beyond the gardens and rivers, there are the lote trees, marking the end of the seventh heaven, and the footstool, which bears the throne of the Almighty.
The seventh heaven. That's a term I've heard before.
It's a concept that transcends many mythologies, a pinnacle of existence. And in Islamic mythology, it's where the divine presence is most palpable.
To be in the presence of the divine, that must be an overwhelming experience.
Overwhelming, yet enlightening. It's said that those who reach this pinnacle are granted profound wisdom and eternal bliss.
Eternal bliss. Now that's a happy ending to strive for.
Indeed, but our story doesn't end here. The narrative of Islamic mythology is rich with tales of prophets, miracles, and epic battles between good and evil.
I can't wait to dive into those tales. What's our next chapter?
Next, we venture into the lives of the prophets, the chosen ones who walked among us, guiding humanity towards enlightenment.
Prophets and their tales of guidance. Lead the way.
Now, let us tread softly, for we walk on the path of the prophets. These were not ordinary men. They were beacons of hope, chosen to carry the torch of truth through the corridors of time.
Chosen ones, you say? What made them stand out?
They were endowed with divine wisdom, unwavering faith, and the courage to face adversity. Their lives were a series of trials and triumphs, each with a lesson for humanity.
Lessons like
lessons of compassion, justice, and the pursuit of knowledge. Take, for example, the prophet Adam, the first man, who learned the value of repentance and forgiveness.
repentance. That's a powerful concept.
Indeed, it is. And then there's also known as Noah, who withstood the flood, a testament to patience and perseverance.
The flood, a story shared across cultures.
Precisely, it's a narrative that resonates with the universal struggle against overwhelming odds. Moving forward, we have Musa, also known as Moses, who parted the sea and led his people to freedom.
A liberator and a leader. Musa's story is truly inspiring.
And let's not forget Muhammad, the seal of the prophets, whose revelations laid the foundations of an entire civilization.
Muhammad, his influence is undeniable.
His life was a journey from orphan to prophet, a journey that changed the course of history. But the stories of the prophets are not just about their achievements.
They're about their humanity?
Exactly. They felt fear, faced doubt, and overcame despair. They laughed, they wept, and they loved. Their stories are a mirror for our own lives.
A mirror that shows us our potential for greatness.
And our capacity for compassion. Now, as we move to the next chapter, we'll explore the miracles attributed to these prophets, signs of the divine that left an indelible mark on history.
Miracles. I'm ready to be amazed.
The world of Islamic mythology is not just a canvas of words and wisdom. It's a tapestry interwoven with miracles that defy the ordinary, signs that the divine is ever present.
Miracles. Acts of the divine that surpass human understanding?
Exactly. They are extraordinary events that break the mold of nature's laws, each one a testament to the prophet's connection with the Creator.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. Let's start with the prophet Musa. He was given the power to part the Red Sea, a path carved through the waters, allowing his people to escape tyranny.
Parting the sea. That's a powerful image.
It's a symbol of hope and deliverance. Another miracle is the prophet Isa, also known as Jesus, who healed the sick and even brought the dead back to life with nothing but a word.
To heal and to revive. That's compassion in action.
Compassion that transcends the boundaries of life and death. And then there's the prophet Muhammad, who split the moon in two and then rejoined it, a sign for the skeptics of his time.
Splitting the moon? That's beyond imagination.
And yet, it's a miracle that's been passed down through generations. But miracles aren't just grand displays of power. They are also subtle whispers of the divine in everyday life.
Subtle whispers?
Yes, like the spider that wove a web over the cave where Muhammad sought refuge, convincing his pursuers that no one had entered.
A spider's web. Sometimes the smallest acts can have the biggest impact.
Precisely. Miracles come in all shapes and sizes, each one a thread in the larger narrative of faith and destiny.
It's fascinating how these stories of miracles blend the extraordinary with the ordinary.
They remind us that the divine can be found in the grandeur of the parted sea and the simplicity of a spider's web.
I'm starting to see the world in a different light.
That's the beauty of these tales. They open our eyes to the wonders around us and within us.
What other wonders await us in this mythology?
Next, we'll explore the epic battles between good and evil, where heroes and villains clash in a struggle that shapes the world.
Epic battles? Lead on. I'm ready for the next chapter.
The annals of Islamic mythology are not just filled with tales of creation and miracles, but also with epic battles that pit the forces of light against the shadows of evil.
Light and shadow. It's a classic struggle.
Indeed, it is. These battles are not just physical confrontations. They are the embodiment of the eternal struggle between good and evil, right and wrong.
So, who are the heroes of these stories?
The heroes are the prophets, the saints, and the righteous ones who stood firm in the face of adversity. They fought not with swords and shields, but with faith and conviction.
Faith is their weapon. That's a powerful concept.
One such tale is of the Battle of Badr, where the Prophet Muhammad and his followers, outnumbered and outmatched, triumphed against their oppressors through divine intervention.
Outnumbered, yet victorious. That must have been a turning point.
A turning point indeed. It was a message that even the smallest group, armed with faith, can overcome the greatest odds.
What about the villains in these stories?
The villains are those who succumb to greed, arrogance, and the lust for power. They are warnings of what happens when we stray from the path of righteousness.
A cautionary tale.
Precisely, but let's not forget that these battles are also internal, the jihad of the soul, where one fights against one's own base desires and inclinations.
The greatest battle is within ourselves, then?
You've grasped the essence. The external battles are reflections of the internal ones, and it's through these struggles that we grow and learn.
It's a journey of self-discovery and improvement.
Exactly. And as our journey through Islamic mythology comes to a close, we find that the true victory is in the enlightenment of the heart and the peace of the soul.
A peace that is hard-earned but well worth the struggle.
And with that, we conclude our exploration of Islamic mythology. But remember, the stories we've shared are just a glimpse into a vast and rich tradition.
Thank you, Noah, for guiding me through these tales of wonder and wisdom.
It was my pleasure, Olivia. May these stories inspire curiosity and reflection in all who hear them.